Hey everyone, my name is Sophie from Sophisticated Organization. Welcome back to another Sophisticated Saturday where together we work through my to-do list and get stuff done around the house. I have an exciting day to share with you today. First off, I'm starting with some laundry, which is a little bit more boring, but we always have to get our laundry done, and a lot of times I save it till the end of the day. But it was a load I ran earlier this morning, and it was already washed and dried, so it was ready to be folded. And you'll see I am just separating things out here, putting my husband's stuff on one side, he'll fold his later, and then I have my pile, which I'm going to take care of right now and get that folded and put away. On the docket today for cooking, or more so baking, is I am putting together a cake that I made the night before. I made all of the components yesterday, so I baked the cake, I put that in saran wrap and stuck that in the fridge. I made homemade caramel sauce. I also made the frosting in advance, and I don't know if you can tell, but each layer of cake has a layer of shortbread crust, then vanilla cake. So there's going to be quite a few layers here, and it's supposed to be like a Twix cake, and I'm going to link it in the description box below because I made this for my brother-in-law's birthday and brought it over to my in-laws' house, and some of my husband's other siblings were there, and they said it was the best cake they've ever had, or like the best birthday cake. I don't know, they just kept talking about how great it was, and I was a little bit nervous about how it turned out, but once we cut into it and I tried some of it too, it was so delicious. It's quite rich and decadent, so we had a little bit of vanilla ice cream on the side, which I would recommend to cut some of that sweetness. But this cake really was a winner. So you'll see with those layers, it goes shortbread crust, then the vanilla cake, and I'm doing a ring of chocolate frosting, filling that circle up with the homemade caramel, and then topping it with some more of the chocolate buttercream. Then I'm going to spread that out, stack the next layer. It repeats, put the top layer on, and then I'm going to cover the whole thing in chocolate buttercream. So if you know me at all, I love pushing myself and learning new things in general, but especially in the kitchen for some reason. I just find such joy learning how to cook new recipes, how to bake. Baking is one of my favorite things. And I baked my first layer cake just a few years ago, not that long ago, and I still haven't made that many of them. So I'm learning this process. I'm getting a little bit better at it each and every time, and I love seeing that process of how I'm getting better each time and learning something new. So now that I have the first layer of frosting on, I'm going to stick that in the refrigerator, go back upstairs to Owen's room because his load of laundry is done, and I'm going to fold all of that up and put it away into his dresser. This is something I haven't shared in a long time because we used to have a nanny who graciously did Owen's laundry for him once a week. And now that Owen has started daycare, I am now doing his laundry as well. So a little bit more on my plate, but honestly, the transition has been so seamless. He is loving it. I can tell because when we drop him off, he is not sad. He's excited and runs over to the teachers. They send us photos throughout the day and he just looks so happy there. He blows them kisses when he leaves. He just has done so well and I'm so proud of him for making this transition. I was really fearful that he was going to have trouble napping there or have trouble figuring out how to eat out of his lunchbox. Just like so many little things I was worried about. And he has had zero issues. They've talked about what a sweet boy he is. And I'm so happy the transition has gone really well for him and for the whole family. That was probably long enough for the frosting to just firm up a little bit in the refrigerator so I can pull it out. That's usually called a crumb coat, I've learned. That's that first layer of frosting, and then you want to add on another layer of frosting there, which will be visible from the outside. The crumb coat does help with, like the name says, crumbs. So when you put it into the refrigerator and you seal that first basic layer, it helps so when you're moving your little spatula or palette knife around, you're not dragging crumbs and getting that into your frosting. You'll see I was having a little bit of trouble with the frosting because I had it in the refrigerator because, like I mentioned, I made it the night before. So I had to put some of it into a bowl there. I tried defrosting it a little bit in the microwave, but I didn't want it to be too soft. It was clearly too stiff sometimes to get out of the piping bag. So it was a little bit of an experiment. I would say if you make frosting in advance to leave it out on the countertop for a few hours just so it can come to room temperature a bit more, which I failed to do. This is always the most tedious part, just because I'm such a perfectionist that I always try and make things super smooth and make it look as even as possible. I do sometimes try and find decorations or ways of decorating the cake that can hide any imperfections. That's always a sneaky little trick. The way I'm going to decorate it does hide a little bit, but not a whole lot. It does expose a lot of those sides, but again, I'm going to let it sit for a little bit, go back upstairs, and I didn't put all of my laundry away. I had finished folding it, but I didn't get it put away in the dresser, so I am going to do that. And then I'm going to go into the bathroom because I noticed my makeup brushes were looking a little bit dirty and I can't tell you the last time that I washed them. So I'm going to use this opportunity to clean up my makeup brushes, but first I have a few things to put away, and I have a few new products from the balanced box that I got for this past month. I've shared the balanced boxes before, but they have food boxes. So I get their snack box delivered, and this is their new lifestyle box. So it has some home products, some beauty products. You'll see I got mascara, lotion, a chapstick, a face mask. I got hand soap, bath soaks, and then some more home items as well. A couple of drink mixes, a cute little stand that I put a candle on. I'm just always always impressed with the stuff they have in those boxes. So I will leave a link in the description box if you want to check them out. And I also think I have a code for 20% off, I want to say, your first box. So check that out in the description box if you're interested. They are a female-owned company and generous to give a discount code. And I've just been really impressed with the stuff I've been getting in the boxes, both the snack boxes and the lifestyle boxes. They also have a pantry box. I think they have one for men. They have a discovery box, lots of different options. So check it out. Tomorrow I have a bridal shower to go to, so it's just a busy weekend. This is kind of the only time I'm really hanging out at home for the most part, so I wanted to get done everything I needed to. I have this gift that I bought, and I'm going to wrap it in this beautiful silver wrapping paper that's reversible that I got from Costco a few years ago. But I'm just laughing because the inside of the paper is snowflakes. It was meant to be a Christmas wrapping paper, but I don't have anything that's bridal showery, and the outside is just silver and stars, and that looks, I think, pretty good for the theme. It's just funny because once you open it, then it's also snowflakes on the inside. So hopefully that's not too weird, but I'm going to wrap that up. And then I figured I would put a little ribbon on top, and I was kind of thinking pink would also bring it together. So I'm going to put a pink ribbon and curl it up all nice. Luckily, I had a card already in our card organizer in the mudroom that said congratulations. It was also silver, so that worked out very nicely. We just got her something off of her registry that she wanted, and I delivered it to the house. I, for some reason, have so many weddings coming up over the next couple of months. I think it's just probably the age I am, being early 30s, and of course, summer is just wedding season through early fall. I have a few more. So this process is going to be happening a lot over here for shower gifts and for wedding gifts. Got all of that out of the way, back to the cake. So the cake is fully done with that chocolate buttercream, and now I am going to take my caramel. I heated it up just a little bit so it was a little bit easier to work with, and I have a squirt bottle that I keep with all of my baking supplies just for this purpose, for making a little drip or drizzle on any cupcakes or cakes, anything like that. So I am trying my best to cover the top in a thin layer of caramel, and then I'm going to do a little drip down the side of it. This is me going a little bit rogue. I didn't love the way that it was dressed up and decorated on the recipe that I followed, and figured doing the drip might kind of hide a little bit of imperfections. Like I mentioned earlier, at least it for sure hides imperfections on the top, and it hides a little bit of the imperfections on the sides, or at least maybe distracts your eye from it a bit. And I was surprised at how easy the process was. It didn't seem totally complete, and I had a little bit of the crumble left from the shortbread crumble, so I decided to sprinkle that on top of it while the caramel was still a little bit moist and hadn't dried completely. So it did add a little bit of texture there, but it was so funny as I was driving to my in-laws' house, and I was thinking about, oh my gosh, I forgot. I probably, since I was in charge of bringing dessert, I should have been the one to bring candles. And then my mother-in-law had candles, and she went to go put them in, and I wasn't in the room when she did it, and I came back and was like, oh my goodness, was it really hard to get candles into the caramel, because I didn't think about the caramel drying and hardening a bit and then trying to stick candles through there. And she said it was a little bit dense. I think the cake in general is really dense, but getting through that caramel if you have birthday candles is no easy task, so maybe try a different way of decorating if you are going to put candles in it. Now I just need to clean up the kitchen. You'll see Jim stopped by to say hi. I did not know the camera was rolling, so he quickly walked out, and then after I finished cleaning up the kitchen, I won't show you the whole thing, I popped into my office to do a little bit of voiceover and recording for some of my other videos. This is what I do a lot on the weekends as well. But that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, I will see you all later.